In this video, I'm going to talk about how to create an actual quiz. You do have the options of doing individual questions, multiple choice, true, false, or a short answer, where if you do these, once the students have signed into your room, so they go to Socrative.com and sign as a student using this number, they'll be able to, you can deliver these questions on the fly. So these are more like just getting check where students are at throughout the class. But let's say at the end you want to assess students' understanding of the topic that you were working on today. Creative ways that this can be done in small group settings. You could have 8 computers and students could go through these computers in a small group and actually fill out the assessment. I've heard of high school classes where the students have their cell phones out. They're doing the assessment, and when one finishes, if another student doesn't have a device, they share phones and they can quickly take the quiz on there. So just quick ways to get that feedback with students. So we're going to work on creating a quiz. So we go manage quizzes, and up across the top is where it says create a quiz or import a quiz. Importing a quiz allows us to take, you can download a quiz template, and you pick your question type, open-ended or multiple choice, type the question, and you can put your various answers in, and then you can actually this document to Socrative, which allows you then to it'll actually import the quiz. The other way to do a create a quiz is to click create a quiz. You can actually share. So let's say that I'm in a department and we're making common assessments. I can create this together with my team, and if I want to take this number and share it with them, they can deliver that same quiz or assessment to other students in the classroom. So if I come up to quiz name, and this would be assessment name, I'll just call it formative check. Okay, I have my 2 options for types of questions. So I want to do a multiple choice question. What is the capital of Minnesota? So I can type then in my answers. And if I only want 3, I would type 3. If I want 4, etc. You at least need to have 2. So if you did have 2, this is where you also do your true false. So you can type true or false in here if you only had 2 options. Now I can pick multiple answers to be correct. I can just pick the one. It depends on the type of question. Now at the bottom, the explanation is, let's say that I want to, if a student gets it incorrect, I can share with them the explanation of why they did. So they get that immediate feedback if they're taking this assessment. I can also add an image if I want. So if I click add image, I can put a picture of Minnesota that's on my computer. It'll say browse. I'll go out to my computer and find that image, and I can actually upload that image into my assessment. Now if I want to add just an open-ended or short answer, I can say, what is one question you are left with after today's lesson? Now, if this had been something where I just put, I'll show that in 1 second, but what is one question you are left with after today's lesson? You don't have to put an answer in here. This can just be open-ended where they can complete it and type out their short answer to it. Let's do one more short answer. Okay. And this one, we'll just do the same question as above. What is the capital of Minnesota? Now, here's where I can have them type in the answers. Now, you can separate, so you can have this actually correct the short answer. So if I do St. Paul with the period, and then I do a comma, I may also want to accept St. Paul. So without that, so I can put different ways, maybe they'll spell it, or different ways, different acceptable answers for this. So this could work well too if you have like, what is the problem on the board, and you have a problem up on the board for math, and maybe you have multiple answers, you could put that in there. One way also for math teachers, if you want to use this as an assessment tool, one tricky piece with it is just the formulas. So if you did have a question that had different formulas in it, you could have a picture of it and insert that image, and they could then have that as their question, where then the answers, they could enter a short answer, or you could have answers available for them. So that's just one of the things I know some teachers have encountered as they've used this tool. Now I can continue to add these, or I can click save at the end. Notice that it gives me this code. If I want to share this quiz out with others, this might be a great opportunity to, if you choose to use this tool, share this quiz in the discussion forum to help others. So if they want to see what your quiz looked like, they can go to it. Now hit continue. And now I have in my quiz options, I have one called formative check. So if I want to deliver that quiz, I can edit it again, go here. I can duplicate it, so maybe I want to have it adapted for various classes, or I can delete that quiz. Okay, now if I want to actually deliver that quiz, I go back and I go to start quiz, and I can pick formative check. Now I can have student paste, where they are the ones that are completing it, and they go at their own pace, or I can do teacher pace, where I actually pick when to move from question to question. I can randomize my answer choices, so if it's multiple choice, it'll help with cheating, so it's not always A for question 1. I can give them right or wrong feedback right away, or I can disable that, and I can hide the question explanation. So I get a few choices here as students are working their way through the quiz. When I'm ready, if I click on Student Pace Quiz, it'll start that quiz for me. The two other options are Space Race. This actually prepares a kind of a game scenario for kids as they're working through a quiz, so kind of a fun way to possibly review. Exit Ticket is already pre-made, but if you click it, it'll start that exit ticket, and any students in that classroom then will be able to fill that out. And then when you end any activity, you'll get the option to email yourself the report, download the report, or just say, no, I don't want the report at the moment. So that's kind of an overview of how to create a quiz, and then how that quiz can be delivered in various ways.